Thanks for staying with us. Time now for Media Watch, which I'm joined by Nick Rushwick. Hi, Nick.
Hi, Georgia.
Okay, we'll be looking at press, blogs and social networks. Where are we going to be starting off today?
We're going to start out with Syria. Obviously, events here in Paris are in the main news, but I saw something in the magazine Foreign Policy that takes a sideways look at the events in Syria. And here you can see that headline there, "The Little Syrian Town That Could." Now, this refers to the town of Kafr Anbel. Now, there, the people for months and months now have been turning out amazing cartoons. You can see this one showing Assad as a sort of as Gollum, you know, saying "my precious," the Lord of the Thrones there instead of Lord of the Rings. So there we can see the date below. That was done back in May. But there are lots of them, and it's worth going to the Foreign Policy website to have a look at these cartoons. They're really amazing. This is another one. There, look at that one. It's showing Vladimir Putin and Bashar al-Assad in that movie, The Titanic. Assad is Kate Winslet. Vladimir Putin is Leonardo DiCaprio. And of course, remember what happens in the story. The boat sank. Big time.
So quite a funny image there, but a very, very serious message behind it.
Very serious, yeah. We scroll back a little bit. We can see that was done in occupied Kafr Anbel in June, back in June, the 22nd of June. Here's another one there. If we could look closely at that, we can see "Say Cheese," and it's a UN observer taking a photo of the horrendous suffering and violence we're seeing in Syria.
I can't help but notice all the posters are in English. Why is that?
Well, they're in English because the argument with the people in Kafr Anbel is that they have to get their message across. So they have to do that for a world audience, and to do that it has to be in English.
Okay, now there is one story that's being covered both by the Posters and by The Economist, isn't there?
Well, this story is also being covered in The Economist in the UK. This week's edition, and their title is "Mocking Him to Death. The Protesters Go to War with Wit." And we can see there a picture of a duck. Now, that picture refers to the nickname of Bashar al-Assad by his wife, Asma, and she calls him Duck, and apparently lots of graffitis have appeared on the roadside of ducks, and the people are saying, "Quack, quack, the Free Syrian Army is going to come and get you, Bashar al-Assad."
Okay, from ducks and quacking to smacking. Today's pucker up, and that's an awful attempt at making a lick. Essentially, today is World Kissing Day.
Not a day to have garlic on your pizza.
That's much better.
Yeah, the Huffington Post has got that. It is indeed International Kissing Day, and the Huffington Post has got a video of all the best clips of kissing moments in American cinema. It's arguing that, well, the best way of seeing of thinking about doing kissing is actually, you know, having a director shouting at you. And there we can see some examples of Hollywood kissing. Now, this is being taken up as well by the French newspaper magazine Cosmopolitan. It's saying, yes, it's International Kissing Day. And no, we French, we're not the hot lovers that you think of us as. In fact, a recent survey is showing that the French are timid. The average age, apparently, for that first romantic kiss is around 17 in France. That's according to cosmopolitan.fr.
I'm quite surprised they'd be so willing to give up that reputation.
You're taken aback, aren't you? I was a bit taken aback, but I think that the Cosmopolitan there is looking for shock value. So, but of course, I thought to myself, well, listen, we've got to end on this, the classic, iconic image of the great kiss, and it has to be France. You always have to come back to that French kiss, and look at this, Robert Doisneau. That fabulous photo there in black and white of the Paris Town Hall, one of the most iconic images ever for kissing.
Well, that's a great way to go out on a high. Thanks very much for that roundup. Media Watch with Nicholas Rushworth.